Hello and welcome back to the 86th volume of Buzz Boxing Predictions. Well, I decided to do this round even though I couldn't really find that many fights which were interesting, but there were a few. I mean, there are no really big fights this weekend, but still there are some who might be interesting. And the first of those is Gervonta Davis versus Hugo Ruiz. Yeah, of course we all know about Gervonta Davis. He's one of the brightest new stars on the horizon, and well, he's no longer on the horizon, is he? But and he's fighting somebody who this guy is more experienced, Ruiz, but he's got four losses already. A Mexican fighter. He's a puncher, 33 KOs in 39 victories. But he's also been stopped 3 times. And I guess his best win so far was against Julio Ceja, which was in February 2016 when he stopped him in the first round. Ceja had previously stopped Ruiz in 5. But he also beat Julio Cesar Miranda, who is, I think, a former world champion. And yeah, got a few decent victories, Jonfres Parejo and Francisco Arce, but he also lost to Koki Kameda by split decision. So anyway, this is another defense of the WBA super featherweight title for Davis, the second one. Yeah. Or actually no, it's the first one, because he forfeited the IBF title and won the WBA title last April. But anyway, Davis is a really destroyer. He just tears through everyone, and now any of his fights haven't gone the distance since 2014 actually, and that was one of his first, early fights. So he only has one win by on points of 20, which says a lot. Yeah, I know. I don't see this really going very far. I think Davis will look for a rather quick knockout, because he knows it is possible, because as I said, Ruiz has been stopped 3 times, and once in the 5th round, once in the 4th, and last against Hozumi Hasegawa it was a corner stoppage. But anyway, he may be tough, but Davis is just a true destroyer. I think Gervonta wins by a knockout in 4 rounds. That's my prediction. Yeah. Okay, then moving on to the next fight. This is kind of interesting. Erickson Lubin, he returns in his second comeback fight after he was destroyed by Jermel Charlo, of course, in 1 round. And he's fighting Ishe Smith, who is getting on in age at 40. And Even though Lubin is a great puncher or a big puncher, anyway, I think Ishe hasn't been stopped, and he's proven himself as a very tough but also defensively skilled guy. So I don't know if Lubin will manage to become the first guy to stop him, but I wouldn't bet on it anyway. I think Lubin does win, but because he is so much younger and much less mileage and all that stuff. So yeah, I just think that Lubin will carry, Smith for most of the fight, but he will win on points most likely. Perhaps I can see some kind of injury stoppage if Smith gets cut badly or something, and it may happen. But a clear knockout, I don't see that. Lubin is maybe a big puncher, but he's not elite level fighter. He proved that against Charlotte. So yeah, Lubin on points. And then another fight. This one is better. Sharif Bogere against Javier Fortuna. Yeah, this is a lightweight fight, I believe, and I just think Fortuna is a bit better fighter, frankly, and he's also a better puncher, I think. Perhaps not at lightweight, but Sharif Bogere is not a huge puncher for sure. He hasn't scored a KO since 2016. His last 3 fights were on points, and he didn't fight such high level opposition. So he's been only beaten so far by Ricard Abril, and that was a while, 6 years almost. But Fortuna brings just, I think, more to the table, and even though he did lose a couple of times now, and but that fight which he lost, the last one to Robert Easter Jr., that was a close fight. It could have gone either way, I think. I know Fortuna was very adamant in claiming that he won the fight, but it could have gone the other way also. And but he's not winning by knockout here, that's for sure. This guy Bogere is a tough guy. I believe he's also, well, he's not that much taller, but he's a strong guy. And well, of course, this fight may also turn out to, either both guys do have a chance to win, but I think I favor Fortuna to win. But it may be like on by majority decision or something like that, because Fortuna doesn't seem to have ever gotten a preferential treatment by the judges, so I guess he's a little arrogant, maybe, I don't know. I like him as a fighter, when he was at featherweight and super featherweight, he really was very dominant and destroying a lot of guys. They're very good. So yeah, I think Fortuna wins some points anyway. Javier Fortuna. And yeah, then there is Alberto Machado fighting Andrew Cancio. And Machado is, or Machado, one of the big new Puerto Rican stars in boxing, and he seems to be, a guy that has it all. I mean, can box and punch, and yeah, he's scored some really good victories. I guess his best so far was when he knocked out Hezril Corrales or Hezrel. Yeah, also knocked out Yuan de 11th in one round and decision Rafael Mensah. And Cancio, well, I don't know much about him. I mean, he was stopped by Joseph Diaz and lost to Ronnie Rios, so I think he may go a few rounds against Mercado, but no way he wins this Cancio. I mean, I favor Mercado. I mean, to win by somewhere in the ninth round, and 8th or the ninth by a knockout. Yeah, that's pretty realistic to expect a knockout. So that's about it. That fight. Yeah. Yeah, there are a few others, but Genesis Cervania is fighting also. Oh yeah, that's right. Raimundo Beltran is fighting against Hiroki Okada, which may be an interesting fight because here we have an aging, still contender, but in the twilight of his career, who is fighting an undefeated guy from Japan at home. Yes, this one may be a little tough to predict, and but I don't know really. I think just Beltran is just a little bit too past his prime, and this guy Okada looks kind of, kind of good and strong, but I'm not sure really. This can it may be a little bit difficult for Okada to get a decision, in America, and Beltran is a very experienced, of course, fighter and tough, and that works for him, but he's also getting on in age, so I actually have this kind of I'm a little bit on the fence here. So I best I think Beltran can win on points, but Okada can win also by stoppage here, but Beltran has only been stopped by Ahmed Diaz and one other guy, which was very long ago. So he's a really tough guy. So since he's fighting at home, I think this will be hard for Okada perhaps to win. Even though he does win, if he does, I mean, he may outbox Beltran, but he may get robbed, So my prediction is a draw. Simple as that. So yeah. Well, that was all for this time, and let's hope we get more good fights to talk about. So see you around. Bye bye.